$8,100 in fines. Imagine buying a property to flip and getting hit with almost 8,000 in fines. So this is a property in Elgin. Let's go inside. We'll show you exactly what happened. Okay, so I'm here with Ben, and this property got hit with about an $8,100 impact fee. So Ben, how did that come about?
Well, we submitted our plans to the city of Elgin, and in their review, they came back and said, well, there might be impact fees
Okay.
that are going to be applied to your project because you're adding a bedroom.
Got it. So for the audience, you bought it as a 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
2-bedroom, 1-bath. Yeah.
And you were trying to go to what?
Well, to get the back end value we were looking for at about $320, we needed to add at least 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. So we're trying to get to a 3.2, but we actually have a half bath in the basement, so we'll be at a 3.2.5.
So 3.2.5, right? So let's kind of show you what caused the impact fee. So what this whole area here?
Yep. So
right?
this was probably originally the main bedroom. It's about 24 feet long by 10 feet wide. So we basically split it as close to half as we could with a closet wall to make 2 bedrooms. So we basically built 1 wall.
So something important for the audience is that a lot of times, right, people say, oh my God, this is a nice big bedroom. Yes, it is a nice big bedroom, but a lot of times, is that really needed for this type of house in this location? It's not, right? It's almost too much, right? So how do you truly increase value? By KBB, which is kitchen, bedroom, bath. So this created an $8,100 impact fee.
Yes.
And then what did you do about the kitchen and the baths? So let's kind of walk over as we walk over. So we're kind of in the living room, right? So this is a huge size living room.
Yeah, 30 feet long.
Yeah.
So the existing kitchen was behind this wall. So we're actually, without removing the wall to open it up, we're just moving the kitchen on the other side of the wall into the old dining room, and it still has about a 25-foot or so dining room and living room. So
okay, so basically what they did is they kind of got creative, because today, guess what makes a huge impact, right? If you have an open floor plan. So now you have a brand new kitchen. Mind you, it's not going to be the biggest kitchen, but now you'll have kind of a sink over here, right? And you will have your kitchen and everything kind of over here. Yep. And then where do you plan on putting a refrigerator?
Refrigerator is going to go right here.
Corner, okay.
The range will be over there.
Okay.
And then we've also got a pantry closet around the corner here.
Got it. So it's going to be a little tight, but guess what? The perceived value, and this is the important thing. So you have bedroom number 1 over there. You have the kitchen. So out of the KBB, we've already done kitchen and bedroom. Now we're left with a bath in this property, right? And then we'll talk about the cost of the whole thing. So where are you guys adding that bath?
So we're adding the bath. We can go through the new main bedroom here.
Okay.
So this was the secondary bedroom.
Right.
We actually opened up a wall to where the old kitchen was, and we've got a new ensuite. So we'll have a walk-in closet with a shower, vanity, and toilet right off of the main bedroom now.
Got it. So basically there is a full stand-up shower. You have a toilet and a vanity. So now you went from a 2-bedroom property to a 3-bedroom, this is the 3rd one, and you have an ensuite. So for that master, even though the size of this bedroom is not huge, guess what? The bathroom basically makes it worth it, because it's like, oh, wow, I'll compromise a little bit, because people will understand that these houses only have so much square footage, and you have a little bit of storage, right? In terms of a closet as well. So let's kind of go downstairs, and we're going to figure out some of the changes that you could not do, because you got to end up hitting with about $8,100 in impact fee. So let's go.
Right. Our original plan was to add forced air heat. We currently got a boiler. Due to the impact fee, we had to kind of pivot in our plan. So we're keeping the existing boiler for now, so we can get that extra bedroom added in.
So what you have to make a decision is what's more important, right? Is it more important to increase the value by adding an extra bedroom, or is it more important to put basically a new HVAC system? Here, it makes more sense because you already have a boiler, it's in good working condition, you save that, and then you just throw in a couple extra window units, which is acceptable in kind of this era of a house. When this property was built, that's very, very acceptable. So let's go upstairs and we're going to go through the numbers. And before we wrap up here, in the basement, I noticed you already have LVP down, luxury vinyl plank.
Had brand new
right?
LVP when we bought it.
You're going to finish the walls,
Right.
and this, you're just going to spray it
Right.
kind of black, matte black, to just blend in and just have an open sort of a thing.
Right.
So it'll look nice, clean, finished, rough finished look for the basement.
Yep.
One extra that Ben is doing is a half bath down here, as well as a separate laundry room. So what was the thought process in adding extra bath?
Well, originally there was a washer and dryer with a toilet sitting next to it. So we decided we wanted to separate it, make it a proper half bath and a proper laundry room. So we just reframed it out and redid the plumbing down here since we were doing all the plumbing anyways.
So his plumbing was coming down here anyways. You'd have to have a washer dryer anyways. So basically he just made that one wet wall, and now he's getting another half bath out of it, as well as a separate laundry room.
Yeah,
So let's look at the numbers on this property. You bought the property for
175.
175, and what were you trying to get the back end value at?
We were trying to get the back end value to about 330.
About 330.
Yeah.
Okay. And so to do that, you had to kind of go from a 2-bedroom,
Right.
1 bath, to a 3-bedroom, 2 bath.
Right.
And you ran into some problems like the impact fee because you added another added another bedroom. So that was $8,000 extra.
Yep.
So now, what do your numbers look like?
So now our renovation was about 60,000. We're probably going to be about 65
Okay.
when it's all said and done, and still at about the 330.
330. But your initial budget, way in the beginning, what was that budget?
Initial budget was 45,000.
45,000.
But
So
yeah.
he increased the initial budget by about almost 20,000 bucks.
Yeah.
But what's the impact on the back end?
About 60,000.
60,000, right?
60,000.
So spending $20,000 to increase the value on the back end by almost 60. So you're spending 20, you're getting 40 additional on top of getting the 20 back. See, that is investing. So you came to Mastery. Was your mindset kind of with this way of looking at it prior to coming to us?
No, it was more just kind of fixing up what was there and make it pretty and sell it, right?
Okay, got it.
As far as the flip
Got
goes.
it, got it.
But your KBB and that thought process really, when I saw this place and saw the big bedroom and this big room, I started thinking about, well, this could be split into 2 bedrooms pretty easily to get it to 3, and using this extra space for the dining room for a kitchen, and it just kind of all fell into place. So.
Because guys, a lot of times flipping is not just about doing remodeling or rehabbing and making the house gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's fairly easy to do. The flipping is all about finding the right property, number one, and then figuring out what are things I can do that'll make a huge impact on the back end without spending as much money. In this case, it was kitchen, bedroom, bath. How can I creatively make the kitchen so I create a perceived value of much higher amount, right? By putting the kitchen out, now the perceived value is 20, 25,000 higher. By adding an additional bedroom, that gives you a value of another 20, 25. And you go from a 2-1 to a 3, 2.5 finished basement, as well as a half bath downstairs. So Ben, looks like this is going to come out absolutely beautiful. Some of the changes you've made definitely make an impact on the back end. And hopefully you get full asking price, multiple offers, right?
Absolutely.
That's the goal. But we're going to come back, relook at it once it's completely done. And remember, other people have theories. We have properties. If you want properties, go to andrewholmesrealestate.com. See you soon.